Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here at the Baby Beach and the nearby bar and restaurant, the Infinity Pool Bar and Restaurant, situated just to the southwest part of the beach. This first area is definitely Baby Beach also, but not much swimming on this side usually. And what you are seeing further up is where you could swim on the outside, which is totally not recommended, but for those who are very good in scuba diving, things like that, they could risk it maybe. I want to thank you for clicking on this video. We are heading from the Baby Beach, and we're going to go all the way to the Rodger Beach. Now the Baby Beach is always very, very busy, and today is no exception. Just trying to get around the water a little bit. I don't want to get my shoes wet because I will be walking on the road, etc. So I don't want to be having that. But I want to thank you again for clicking this one. It's going to be what I do expect, somewhat of a far or long rather walk. I am going to take you to parts of the colony, so in other words where the houses are, and give you an impression of it. And hi. Hi. Thank you. Where are you from?
North Carolina.
From where? Sorry?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Welcome. First time on the island?
First time.
First time? Enjoying it?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye. So, meeting some folks already on the beach. And in case you're unfamiliar with the Baby Beach, that is where most of the folks like to swim, and the water looks really good right now. Actually, I would rather be swimming also. Looks very, very clear. But I am going to be so sorry to cut this one short because I'm going to take a detour briefly and start heading to the areas that I was actually planning to walk, and it is maybe not super far, but certainly it's going to take a long time before we can complete this walk. We are going to do so at the Rodger Beach if everything goes right. I don't know if you can observe it, but the water here is extremely clear. Extremely clear. So let's start by taking this slight deviation and heading somewhat onto the side. Hello again, everybody. Welcome back. And welcome to this channel. If you are new here, consider subscribing. Watch part of the video. Watch the content. And if I convince you to subscribe, click on that subscribe button, click on the notification bell so you know when there are new videos. Usually every Friday I have a walk video, and most Sundays I have a vlog. I don't promise every week, but I do my best to have videos for you guys, as many as I can. Now this part has been filled with white sand recently, or fairly recently, but we used to play, actually it used to be a you know, like a terrain that used to play baseball and soccer on it, and lots of new parking spaces have been built recently, the last couple of years you could say, and possibly in preparation. So this is the road that leads to the main part of the baby beach. Now this one is, thank you. So this one is probably in preparation for the hotel that is being built in this vicinity, and we will be going there just briefly and showing you the progress on that one. Somewhat of a controversial hotel being built. Some are for it, some are against it, and against the development of it. And let me know in the comment box, what do you think once we get there? What do you think of it? And what are your thoughts on the development of St. Nicholas as also a tourist spot on the island, apart from, let's say, the usual north especially, but also the Oranjestad, which is the capital. Now where we are walking is called the Colony. That's the popular name for it, the Colony House project, and it was originally part of the Lago, which is owned by Exxon. And we used to have Esso stations, gas stations, and they had just about everything they needed here. And it was a sealed off community, and it used to be like the place you want to live. It used to be like, wow, look at this stairs, beautiful. Now it used to be the place that you would dream of living, would dream of having a house. Nowadays, many of them are abandoned, and I could just say that it is very sad for the most part to see this place like this nowadays. Just taking a brief look back at where we started our walk, which is over there somewhere. I can hear some music, some carnival music in back. If we take a look on this other side, we can see not the Rodger's beach, but just to the right here is the Rodger's beach and the tennis court that we were just at. I do believe the tennis court is still used. Very occasionally I do see some folks playing there, and but it's obviously in a very bad shape. I do not know if, oh, there's an airplane. So I do not know if there are any plans to like revamp the tennis court and the basketball court. That would be cool if they did, but I don't know if that is part of the plan. And we are already trying to catch my breath. It's hot and it's just very hot mostly. And walking and climbing stairs, not the easiest thing to do. As you can notice, we have already entered parts of the neighborhood, you could say. Wow, I hope that dog doesn't come out, because otherwise I'm in serious trouble. So all of these areas, all of these houses used to be like very well maintained. Oh, by the way, look at these, Aruban grapes. All right, so you do see them here on the ground. many of them, so many of them. So that grows mostly near the coast, but you can also have them occasionally growing in your garden somewhere. And although I'm not going to go on the actual terrain of the construction, we do start to see more and more of the parts where the hotel will be. And just to give you a brief idea of how far it is, and it doesn't look like it's going to be finished anytime soon. I know that there was a stop to the project a while back, and yeah, more dogs here, so never mind. So that is something that I do like to criticize, because I think that here on Aruba we still don't understand that dogs are not supposed to be guarding anything. They're supposed to be given love and care, and that's something that I wish my fellow citizens could understand more and more, and understand that we could do better than that. Let me double check here if the camera's still on and the gimbal. So these are part of the houses, and this is part of the project. One of the big reasons why I chose to do this walk also is that over the last couple of months, certainly, I've gotten a lot of requests to come and film here. And most of them are folks that either lived here before and are not in Aruba anymore. Maybe they never returned. And they want to, kind of have an idea of how everything is looking like. And some of these houses, actually many of them nowadays, but still, just part of them have been bought and renovated, like this one. That one looks good, but the one behind it doesn't. And yeah, so many of them have been renovated, and the one thing that they did have back then is that all of them used to be white, all of the houses, and now, since it's not owned by either the owners or Exxon or anything anymore, they could change the color of the houses here, and it's become like just any regular neighborhood in Aruba, mostly. And this is a good example where you can see one here, doesn't look too bad, but the one on this side is definitely looking a whole lot better with the renovations that they have done. Worth noting is also that many of them, or no, let me correct myself, several of them are also nowadays Airbnb. So if this area attracts you and you think like, wow, I would love to stay in this area because it looks quiet, and as far as I know, it's super safe here and very, very quiet. You're kind of far for Arubans. You're far from, any supermarket and things like that. Far would be like 10-15 minute drive maybe at most from supermarket, certainly. And during the day we do have two restaurants at least at the baby beach, and then you have the Camini on the road back to St. Nicholas. That's a popular restaurant, and a few also in the city of St. Nicholas. This is a nice cactus, by the way. I'm seeing more and more of them lately, which is pretty cool. I do like them, but it's not the predominant cactus type, actually. This is nice. This one is nice. It's not. They've kept, at least for now, the type of the old houses. That's something that I would have done. I do like this color though. Oh, more dogs. They're sleepy though. This is, I do like these colors though for such a house here in this neighborhood. And as far as I know, I don't know, everything about this area. I actually feel like I'm not an expert by any means of this area, but I will say that from what I saw, it seems like we are walking here on the First Avenue, what they call the First Avenue, which is like the first one closer to the beach, for example. And some folks having lunch there in the garden. That's pretty cool with all of those trees and the nice breeze that we have today. Thank you that we do have. We're fairly, very thankful that we do have a nice breeze, because otherwise Aruba would be very, very hot. And it does happen sometimes. Some people have asked me also that, what about September to come to Aruba? And I mean, nobody has control, but the usual thing that we would say is that September could be like the hottest month, because sometimes it has that tendency to lose that, what would I call it, the wind, because of the tropical systems. And I have seen a couple that are forming again, so they kind of like suck up the wind, the air all throughout the Caribbean, and certainly affects the heat during this period of the year. Now during this walk I also got a recommendation, and I hope to remember doing it each and every time, but I'm going to start teaching you a few, like, just a second, I'm just thinking, like, I'm going to go on this side first to show you the Protestant church, which I don't think is used anymore, but in any case, so I'm going to teach you a few words in Papiamento, and I'll start with the first one. And I hope you like this new part of my walking videos, and hopefully I'll have a map also of where I am walking. That's also often requested. And the first one will be the word donkey, and donkey means thank you. There is some resemblance, right, with a donkey and thank you. Kind of sounds the same, written completely different. We are pretty much straight onto the Rodger's Beach area, but we are going to walk further down some other streets, and then we'll head to the Rodger's Beach and end there. So donkey, yeah, we use it a lot, whenever, say, a waiter helps you with something, you say donkey, and yeah, don't be afraid to use it. Don't be afraid to use these Papiamento words and continue watching. I'll teach you 2 more at least during this walk. And now we are crossing. This is mostly the main road where you would head to the left, both to the Rodger's beach and the baby beach. But I'm going to continue this time onto this part of the neighborhood. And what I remember, by the way, from this whole area is that we were not allowed to get in where pretty much the anchor is. Oh, I'm going to be in trouble now. Just a second, folks. I'm starting to like cats a little bit better. So I know folks ask me often why I don't do a lot of neighborhood walks, and it's not something I don't want to do, but if I'm not familiar with them, then these are the things can happen. And I actually didn't expect so many dogs here, quite frankly. Let me turn back on this side. I used to go into this house a couple of years ago. Beautiful on the inside. And so, yeah, that's the thing that happens, you know? That you can find yourself in trouble. Also with, if you're biking, it's totally uncomfortable, and in some extreme cases also can be dangerous. You can fall off the bike, something can happen to you. Or was it this one? Now I'm confused which house it was. It's probably this one. Now I'm totally confused. Yeah. And there is a road, by the way. I do believe a road that you can go back down on that side. Oh wow, look at, again, I was looking around, I didn't realize about this one. Wow, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Oh, another dog. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be in trouble. Oh boy, I think I'm gonna have to make a plan B right here. Oh yeah, there are like 3 dogs over there. I'm gonna go on this side and go down this road. And no doubt they are coming after me. I would have not made it there. So anyone asking why I don't do neighborhood walks and criticizing in the comments, I do read every single comment. This is why, and I say it again, Aruba, we can do better than that. We should have dogs, yes, have a wall, have a way to separate them, to keep them inside, at least your property, and not have them running around like this. It's completely, unethical, in my opinion. And I just, this is 2022. I just don't get it anymore. Why it takes so much to be a better country, to be a better island. We've done so many good things. We have so much to offer. This is not one of those things that I'm very proud of. And I'm sorry to say, and I'll criticize very heavily from the top of the government departments, anyone that needs to take care of these things, down to the very last guy who needs to simply take care of their dogs, especially. Having said that, if you know me personally, you know that I adore dogs. I love them, and I actually am a dog lover and not a cat lover. But these are the reasons where I started to think a little bit differently. All right, so that was my rant for this week. I didn't expect this to be happening here in the colony, and I hope that you folks that are asking for the neighborhood walks, I will do my best to do it again. It's not something that I don't want to do, it's simply something that it's not so easy. Now, apart from the rant that I just had, totally unexpected, I was totally in a good mood. By the way, they are building some condominiums here, and they did not used to be here. Apparently there's going to be at least one more, but maybe a few more. And don't agree with that either, quite frankly. In any case, I'm going to teach you the second Papiamento word. Let's see which one we could use. So donkey was the first one. Do you still remember that one? Let's talk about awe today. Awe today. And there are two very similar words, and the second one is awa, which is what you are seeing here. Not the beach, the water. So awe is today, awa is water. So if you are asking for some water at the restaurant, that will come in handy. Can I have some awa? And we also have a popular awa that you can buy in the supermarkets, etc. And what you are, just in case, what you're seeing over there is the refinery, which is part of the whole housing project, or the housing project is actually part of the refinery, used to be. And right now we are all seeing most of the ruins that are left here. Now this is an update to these stairs, which was very popular for a few years, but it was in such bad condition that they had to do the whole stairs again. And I love that they have done this. I really, you know, when I'm criticizing, fine, but when I'm saying something is good, this is definitely one of those beautiful things, and it's such an Instagrammable spot. And I don't know if you can realize it fully, but especially in the morning, the colors look amazing. And they do still have to paint it the aqua blue that it used to be. At least I hope that it's going to be the same colors. And the Rodger's beach is, of course, one of the most beautiful beaches here on Aruba, both to see and to swim at. It's just really, really beautiful. I'm gonna go on this side, and I'm seeing so many trash again. It's an ongoing thing. I don't know if I'm the only one that it bothers so much, but I see so much trash everywhere, especially near the water, near the beach. And it's things that make me really, really sad, and I don't get it. I really don't. Because look at how nice the waters are. and children certainly having fun. I can hear some birds nearby. And if you are into snorkeling, you can definitely snorkel here. You know, just be a little bit careful with the currents. They're not too bad, but just be a little bit careful, because you don't want to be caught up in between the water and the rocks. And sometimes there are a few waves. Sometimes they can get a little bit higher, depends on the day, of course. But this is definitely one of the, almost like a hidden gem of Aruba, I would say, of beaches. Some folks know about it, some don't. But to me, it's truly special. One of the beaches that I would like to, or I actually do come to when I feel like I don't want to be in between too much crowd, too many people at the beach. This is definitely the one that I like. I hope that you have enjoyed this walk. My intention was to walk a little bit further up the street in the neighborhood. Unfortunately, I had to cut it short a little bit, and well, that is what it is. And I'll think of something, another way we could do it, maybe with a car or something like that in the future. If you have any ideas, let me know. In the meantime, remember again to subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment below, ask your questions, and give it a like. Nothing further, guys. See you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Boss in 3.